This is the ZIO from Source Audio, and essentially what we have here is a great sounding, extremely slick looking, and overall incredibly loud all analog bass preamp that just has a wonderful tone to it through and through. And even though it's very simple and straightforward, there's still a nice variety of EQ shaping and tonal possibilities all at hand. So Source Audio is known for making some incredible pedals that have great sounds on them stuck, but it's one of those things because of the digital aspect of a majority of their pedals, you're really able to expand a lot in tonal varieties and different options for those pedals. So when something like this comes along, when it's all analog, I was extremely intrigued just to plug it in and really see what all it had. And before we dig into the ZIO, and for the sake of transparency, this video is sponsored by Source Audio, but of course, as with any other sponsored content that I make, that has absolutely no effect on what I say, what I play, any of the opinions or anything like that. I'm just a bass player who loves trying out new things and seeing what different sounds I can get out of it. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So for my signal chain today, it's basically just going straight from whatever bass I'm playing into the ZIO, straight into my interface, and every once in a while, I'll go ahead and throw some sort of cab simulation on there as well, but I'll make sure to note that whenever that's happening. But other than that, it is just the pedal, and that's the only sound you're hearing, is the bass plus the pedal. Now, when you're just looking at the ZIO, it looks very simple and very straightforward, and that's one of the things I really like about this. It's a very transparent preamp that has little to no coloring of your tone overall. So essentially what it does is just help beef up the tone that you already have, which is just such a great and just nice change of pace for preamps. For your controls on the front panel, you'll notice that there's only 4 knobs and 2 two-way toggle switches. Starting with the output, this is obviously the amount of volume you want for the overall output of the preamp. Then it goes to bass, which all the way counterclockwise is actually flat, and you just add more from there. And this sits at about 100 hertz too. Treble affects the high end of your EQ, and it sits right at about 1000 kilohertz. Where flat is directly in the middle, then you're able to go -6 decibels going to the left and 14 added decibels going to the right. Then for our final knob, we have focus, which sits right under the bass knob. And this is just a high pass filter that helps control those lowest bass frequencies that you have. So in conjunction with the bass knob, you're really able to, as the knob says, focus exactly where that low end is sitting and how high or how low you really want it to be. Then you have your 2 two-way toggle switches, grit and scoop. Grit adds a really nice mild overdrive to your overall tone, and this is nothing sort of hardcore or metal or anything like that. It's a very nice, subtle sort of tube overdrive that you would get from an older sort of tube high-end bass amp. And then scoop provides a really nice mid-cut to your EQ to really just get rid of any muddy, unwanted mids that are in there. So I think really with the bass, focus, and scoop together, you're able to just line in exactly what sort of tone you're going for with whatever bass you're playing with. Then on the left side of the pedal, you'll notice your regular 1/4 inch output as well as your DI out, and then a headphone jack too, which is just really nice, as well as a lift ground switch for getting rid of any unwanted extra electrical noise. And finally, a gain trim pot that helps determine whether you want more gain or less gain whenever you hit that grit, which is just really nice. Again, it's something where it doesn't add a lot of overdrive, but it's nice to have that option of controlling exactly how much you want to go into it whenever you flip that grit switch on. So for the pros on the ZIO, first of all, again, like I said earlier, this is such a transparent preamp that does little to no coloring of your tone that I could really tell at all. And that's just such a nice change of pace. I would say the main sounds you're gonna get out of this preamp are determined 70% by the bass you're playing and how you're playing it, and then another 30% for how you wanna go ahead and use the EQ on top of that, which is just, again, so nice and just something that's, wow, my bass really sounds good, and being able to hear how clear cut and how exactly that bass sounds, it's just so nice. And then again, of course, how simple and just straightforward the control layout is too. And then for the cons, I know everyone's not gonna like basically how the grit functions, and they may want some sort of different flavor of overdrive or something like that. I just know it's not gonna be for everybody. And I personally would have really liked to have seen some sort of cab simulation on there, but also this is an all analog pedal, and that would be a digital artifact to add to it. So it wouldn't really keep the whole idea of it just being a very simple, straightforward analog pedal at that point. And so overall for the ZIO, this is just a damn good sounding preamp that just has so many nice simplicities and so many nice options on top of it too, where it's just, okay, this is very simple, very straightforward, but you're able to get the sound that you're really looking for. But of course, let me know what you guys think about the ZIO and what other source audio pedals you guys would really like to see in the future too. Thank y'all so much for watching, as always. For watching, subscribing, commenting, sharing my videos, follow me on social media, all that weird, crazy stuff. I truly do appreciate it, guys. And of course, a humongous thank you to my Patreon supporters right over here. Mwah, mwah. But y'all, thank you again so much for watching, as always. And of course, no matter where in the world you are, stay safe, practice that bass, have a great start to 2024, and I'll see y'all next time.